Hello, how y'all doing? This is the cheap properties update. You know, I do this every few months or so, and I'm also going to talk about Skid Row. Now, there's still plenty of properties in the United States. I've seen churches for sale. I've seen churches for like $27K, $13K for sale, and you got to admit that's a good bargain, because all you got to do is probably minor, depending on how old the church is, minor work. 20 acres for $9,000. 10 acres for $5,000. Indiana, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Missouri, Virginia, West Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, West Texas. In other words, everywhere except the most expensive states like California, Alaska, Hawaii, New York, DC, and Florida. Those are kind of expensive states. But actually, if you just go and look, they're everywhere. Ohio too, okay? Now, Skid Row, I was looking at some of the videos of Skid Row. Skid Row people do nothing every day. See, that's not going to cut it. They got to do something every day. They need to go to the free library and look up some of these properties that's dirt cheap. If they're getting some kind of check or something, they need to save that check. They're not paying rent, okay? Because California's not going to do anything for the residents of Skid Row, ever, okay? But maybe a judge would make them do it. Okay, the residents are not doing nothing. They just get a lounge chair, just park there, and just watch the traffic go by. And so that's why property social workers don't go down there to even help people. They don't want to go past all that. They don't want to go past all those rats. They don't want to go past the garbage. See, they're lazy. They're not even taking a contractor's trash bag, which is really thick, a contractor's trash bag, and picking up that trash. They don't try to. Now, the Japanese homes are totally different. Japanese homes, you don't see all this trash around. They're totally neat. Everything is wrapped up. They even have internet service and everything. They're not anything like the American homes. They're really neat. You know, I can say the same thing for the homeless people in Singapore. They're neat. And China, too. But look, you take like Chinese elderly, they work till the day they die, you know, doing the recycling and stuff. But see, on Skid Row, they're not doing anything. They're not even keep cleaning up their area, that particular area that they are in. They're not moving to the right, nor are they moving to the left. Okay, they have become complacent in their poverty. Well, I've been here for 8 years. I'm gonna be here for another 8 years. Duh. Okay. See, poverty is something we have to fight every day, and there's no time limit on how much we can fight it. Poverty is something we have to fight every day. Okay. They're not going to the free library to get the information on properties, cheap properties, trying to find cheap lands, cheap houses, raw land. They don't do nothing. And if you don't do nothing, ain't nothing going to get done. What is Skid Row really? Skid Row really means they have taken housing from poor blacks and poor whites and given to these Central American illegals. That's what Skid Row is. Because the Central Americans are just as much an addict as the people in Skid Row. Okay, you can't use addiction as an excuse, because the Central Americans are just as much of an addict as people in Skid Row. But the difference is they have housing. So what they have done was they kick the blacks out of housing, kick the poor whites out of housing, and give those apartments to the Central American illegals. I'm not being racist, I'm being real. So black people need to understand, and poor whites need to understand, that Los Angeles is not going to do nothing for you. Okay? They haven't done anything for you for the last 10, 20 years. They're not going to do anything for you now. If you look at the videos, and I do, Central Americans get an apartment, within a week. And it takes, 11 years for a black person or a white person to get an apartment. Because I watch the videos. You got to understand, Los Angeles does not care about you. You got to first understand that. Okay, once you understand, you got to be real when you're poor. Okay, it cannot be a world the way you want it. You have to be honest. You have to be real with yourself. Okay. So, I do encourage people on Skid Row not to be complacent. If you have children that are living on Skid Row, see about buying some of these cheap properties. Just pick a state, do your research, go to the library and do some research to see if you can, maybe you can save your money, or see if you can get a loan from relatives to buy some cheap land. Okay, that's what my recommendation is, because California doesn't care about. See, what we want to do is decrease the the reason why the social workers don't go to Skid Row is because it's nasty, has rats, and it has trash, so nobody wants to go down there. But the other reason, and it stinks, okay, so who want to go down there? That's why it's hard for social workers to even go down there and help anybody. Okay, because they got to go through all that filth. No social worker is going to go through that. Walk through all those rats and walk through all that filthy, nasty trash. Okay, they're not going to do it. Okay, if you want some help from a social worker, you better be presentable. Present yourself nicely. That's why I always tell people, when you go see a social worker, make sure your clothes are clean. Make sure your hair is combed and done. Make sure your breath is smells like you brush your teeth. Don't go to a social worker, I don't care how poor you are, looking nasty and filthy. The social worker would not want to deal with you. Now, I have to go to therapy, okay? I have to go to physical therapy. But see, when I go, my clothes are clean. I'm dressed nice and neat. My hair is done. I don't look like I'm having problems. I don't look like it. Because I go there all neat and clean and everything. So, when you need to present yourself properly to people. Okay, so that is my cheap property update. They are still out there. Ohio, I don't understand why anybody would go from Ohio to Skid Row in Ohio to Skid Row in Los Angeles. I mean, that's so mystifying. You can find a respectful house in Ohio that is abandoned. Okay, a lot of them. Have a nice day.